You should grab your Jewish holiday treasure trail book and turn to page 109 and you can read along with me. Yom Ha'atzmaut, chapter 12. The week after Passover, Rivka emailed Daniel, Israel's Independence Day, Yom Ha'atzmaut is almost here. She wrote, it's like the 4th of July in the United States. On Yom Ha'atzmaut, we celebrate the creation of the modern state of Israel in 1948. It comes on the 5th day of the Hebrew month of Iyar, which is usually in May. Like other Jewish holidays such as Rosh Hashanah and Passover, it's a national holiday, so we have school off. The ancient Jewish homeland, page 110. Long ago, in the time of the Bible, the Jews lived in one land, Eretz Yisrael. Abraham and Sarah were the first Jews to live in Eretz Yisrael. Their family grew and became the nation of Israel. Mighty kings like David and Solomon ruled. The Holy Temple was built in Jerusalem, the capital of the Jewish nation. Then, about 2,000 years ago, foreigners conquered the land and destroyed the temple. While some Jews remained in Eretz Yisrael, many moved to faraway places around the world. More and more Jews began to live outside Eretz Yisrael, but we never forgot our homeland. It was always in our prayers. We faced Jerusalem when we prayed, longing to return to the home of our people. And in that green circle right there, next to that funny camel, it reads, since ancient times, camels have roamed the land of Israel. When you visit our homeland, you can take a camel ride. We learned about the creation of the modern state of Israel in religious school, Daniel wrote back. For centuries, many Jews lived in the countries where they were not welcome. A man named Theodor Herzl believed that, as in ancient times, there should be a Jewish country, a place where Jews could live in freedom and peace. The belief that Eretz Yisrael should be a Jewish country is, and if you turn to page 112, it continues, it's known as Zionism. Theodor Herzl is called the father of Zionism. Okay, let's go back to page 111. Let's see what this is all about. In the yellow box, it says, rebuilding the land. About 120 years ago, a group of Russian Jews moved to Eretz Yisrael, which was then called Palestine. They found many Arab villages. Much of the land the newcomers wanted to farm was filled with muddy swamps or dry, hot deserts. Also, there were many diseases like malaria, and there was not much food or water. The newcomers planted trees, drained the swamps, and learned to farm. More and more Jews moved to Palestine. Some built large farms called kibbutzim, where they lived and worked together. Others settled in cities like Jerusalem or Haifa and lived alongside the Arabs. Yet others built new cities like Tel Aviv. They built roads, houses, schools, libraries, and hospitals. So now it says, you're the artist. Imagine that you were living in Jerusalem 120 years ago. Draw a picture showing your life there, and then write a caption for the picture telling how it felt to rebuild the Jewish homeland. So you can do that right in there. All right, let's go back to page 112. Right there. Going up. The Hebrew word aliyah means rise or go up. Moving to Israel is called making aliyah. The honor of being called to the Torah during synagogue services is called an aliyah. Why do you think our tradition teaches that both to settle in Israel and to be called to the Torah are to go up? You can fill your thoughts in that box. All right, let's continue our story. After the Holocaust, many of the Jews who had survived wanted to leave Europe. They wanted to help build the Jewish homeland, but Palestine did not belong to the Jews, so it was hard to get permission to move there. Finally, in 1947, the United Nations voted to create a Jewish state in the land of Israel. On May 14th, 1948, the Jews in Eretz Yisrael declared independence. They named the country the State of Israel, Medinat Yisrael. Jews around the world celebrated by dancing in the streets and singing Hatikva, which later became Israel's national anthem. But the Arabs in Palestine and the surrounding countries did not want the Jewish state in Palestine. So on May 15th, Israel was attacked by nearby Arab countries. With only a small army and a few airplanes, the Jews defended their new country. They won the war. On page 113, in this box right here, why, what, where? Imagine that you have a friend who lives in Israel. List 3 questions you would want to ask your friend about Israel. Why? What? Where? And then on the bottom, where that picture is, where that girl and boy is, that green bubble says, one way to show your love of our homeland is by learning about it. The state of Israel is about the size of New Jersey. Jerusalem is in central Israel. Haifa is in the north, and the Negev is in the south. What else do you know about Israel? All right, let's continue our story. For the first time in almost 2,000 years, there was a Jewish state, a place where every Jew was welcome. Jews moved to Israel from many countries. Some came from places where they had been mistreated, like North Africa and Europe. In Israel, they were free to live as Jews. Wow, you know a lot, said Rivka. Now let's VPI ourselves to Elijah's rocks. When they arrived, they were greeted by Elijah. He asked about the holiday plans. Well, I haven't decided yet, said Rivka. In Israel, we have parades, fireworks, carnivals, street fairs, barbecues, and block parties. Where people were singing Israel oldies. Turn to page 115 to continue our story. We also recited prayers for peace and thank God for the Jewish state. I'll go to a Yom Ha'atzmaut fair at our synagogue, said Daniel. We'll have a party in religious school. We'll eat Israeli foods like hummus and falafel, sing Israeli songs, including Hatikva. On Sunday, I'll march with my synagogue in the Salute to Israel parade. All right, let's see what these things are all about. On page 114. Does anybody know what this is a picture of? I'm sure you do. Well, it tells Israel is the homeland of the Jewish people. People of many other religions, such as Muslims and Christians, also live there. This photograph shows the Golden Dome of the Rock, a Muslim holy place in Jerusalem. The Western Wall, a remnant of our holy temple, is on the right. In the yellow box says the Israeli flag. The Israeli flag is white and blue stripes, like the stripes on a prayer shawl or a talit. It has a blue star David, or a Mogen David, in the center. Underline the star below that appears on the U.S. flag and circle the Star of David. So which star would you find on our American flag, and which star would you find on an Israeli flag? Old Glory is the name of the U.S. flag. What name might you give to the Israeli flag and why? Then the bottom says, color the stripes and star of this Israeli flag bright blue. I also emailed you on this attachment how to make your own flag. So back to page 115, it says in the green box, say it in Hebrew. In Israel, Hebrew is the language of prayer and daily life. About 125 years ago, a man named Eliezer ben Yehuda created new Hebrew words to describe things that didn't exist in the time of the Bible, such as telephones, trains, and clocks. In that yellow circle, it says Ben Yehuda often used old Hebrew words to create new words. For example, Rakavet means train, is built on the root or main letters of the ancient Hebrew word for chariot. Try to find the Hebrew words for train in this poster. See if you can use your Hebrew knowledge, the letters that you know, and see if you can find them in there. In the blue circle, yum falafel sandwiches are traditionally made with pita bread, salad, and tahini sauce. Falafel is made from chickpeas. Tahini sauce is made from sesame seeds. All right, let's turn to page 116. It sounds like fun. Even though you won't see me, I'll be looking for you on Sunday, Elijah said as he vanished. The cousins quickly selected the treasure trail. All right, ready for your riddle? Right here is our Yom Ha'atzmaut riddle. See if we can figure it out. What says up and invites us to rise? It's something we value, something we prize. Do you remember what that could be? When the riddle faded, Daniel and Rivka were standing in Shuk HaCarmel, Tel Aviv's open-air market. There were hundreds of stalls selling everything, pots and pans, t-shirts, video games, and best of all was the food. Around them, the crowd stopped for their holiday picnics. People spoke many different languages, including Hebrew, French, Russian, English, Arabic, and Yiddish. I've got the answer to the riddle, said Rivka. Shuk HaCarmel is filled with Jews from around the world. To move to Israel is to make aliyah, which means to go up. On page 117, it was the right answer to the riddle. So, in an instant, Rivka and Daniel were transported home. They lost no time getting ready for their holiday celebrations. There they are at Shuk HaCarmel. So, if you turn to page 10 and 11, you'll find your treasure map. And in the back of the book will be our sticker. So which sticker do you think that you would grab? Yep, the Israel flag. So let's take our sticker. Back to page 10 and 11. Yom Ha'atzmaut is right, do you see it? Right there. So you can put your sticker right on your treasure trail. Good job.